Hey, what's up, everybody? It's F. Kenneth, and today I'll be giving you a tour of my studio. And as a bonus, later on, the princess will give you a tour of her studio. And yes, she has one too. So, real quick before I get started, I just want to touch on the subject of artist studios. Now, we all know that, especially as aspiring artists still working to leave and create our mark in the art world, we can't afford the big fancy art studios. You know, it would be nice, yes, but reality says otherwise. So when it comes to an art studio, that's crucial for every artist to have that corner, that space, etc., where they create. For many of us, it's some little piece or corner of our homes, whether it be your living room, dining room, your kitchen table, your basement, your garage, or in my case, half of my bedroom. So yes, my art studio is literally one half of my bedroom. But without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. So what you see right behind me, right here, is my art table. And this table is really important to me. Really, it has deep sentimental value because it was originally my father's table, and he passed away June 2018, and I have it. So my father has always been the single most largest inspiration to my art, because I would never be as good as he was, and that's not to discredit myself. That's just to let you know exactly how good he really was. He wasn't good, actually. He was great. He was amazing. So yes, this table has very sentimental meaning to me, and it's also versatile. And I'm going to stand up, move my chair out the way. The top, this top, I can actually set it to lay completely flat if I want. See that? You know, that's one thing I love about it. And of course, my little lamp right there. And I know you probably can't see it, but right above the table right here where my finger is pointing at, that's actually a picture of my father. Another thing you probably can't see is that I have little strips of tape right here. So if I'm sitting at the table and I'm sketching something and I'm using a reference photo, I can just stick the reference photo up there, keep working down here. So I really love it. Now underneath the table right here, I have a fold out table or a stand, and I use that when I'm sketching. I sit my pencils, my pens, and so forth on there. Or when I'm painting, when I'm working on the painting, then I sit my paints and my water right there. Sometimes I just pull it out like that. I can turn it sideways, however I want. Now what you can't see is all the way underneath the table, but I want to pick this up. Basically, I just had some cardboard. What for? I really don't know. But this is my to-go box. When I'm doing art shows, art festivals, especially if I know that I'm going to be doing a live demo, then I pack up that box with everything that I need, and I'm all set. Now above the table, you see these little homemade shelves I made with some crates, a couple of small crates from Walmart. I have my my squeeze bottle paints. I use those a lot with abstracts. I have some sponges, a comb, all kinds of stuff that I could use for abstracts. Then on top, I have my spray bottles. I have a bigger one and a small one. You know, each comes in handy. Right here this is actually the case for my tripod, which I'm using right now to make this video. And on the wall I have some more supplies and so forth. Now if you move over here, up here, these are my water bowls. And this crate right here, I have my modeling paste, my acrylic gesso, my Krylon varnish, and this modeling, the paste is made by Master's Touch. I don't know why I like Master's Touch, so I tend to use a lot of their products, their paints, their palettes. I just had a brain freeze. Paint brushes, etc., etc. You guys get the idea. And right here, as you can see, on the wall, I have a lot of my paints hanging up on the wall. And if we move farther over, I have more supplies with glitter, a couple of stencils, a ruler, my palette, a couple of lettering stencils, another brush, masking tape, and hanging from this shelf. I'm not sure if that's in the shop or not, but hanging from this shelf are my tabletop easels, which are folded up. And if we move to the desk, move the chair back this way. If we move to the desk, I have both of my phones, obviously. For business, I have a personal and a business. I try to keep them separate, but don't always work out that way. Ashtray. Yes, I'm a smoker, people. Sorry. This cup has my colored pens for when I'm sketching. This one has the slimmer Crayola markers, and I have another little cup back here that has a lot of my drawing pencils, drawing and sketching pencils, and I have a few other miscellaneous things sitting back here: Scotch tape, paper clips, etc., etc., a little glue, whatnot. This is folder that I keep extra paper in. Actually, I use cardstock when I'm sketching, but I put some extra cardstock in here, and I keep my sketches in these too. Now over here is my 4-in-1 printer, copier, scanner, fax. I don't use fax. I'm not that big time yet where I'm faxing people, but I do use the scanner and the copier and the printer features a lot. That's sitting right there. And what you can't see that's farther over, probably off screen, is my laptop, my computer. So yes, artists do use computers nowadays. Computers and electronics when we're creating artwork. And I hope you can see on the walls, I have some of my paintings. It's also like a gallery in here, and in my living room, I hang up some of my paintings. This is my 2019 calendar that I created with some of my original artwork. I did a 2020, I didn't like it. I really didn't like it, so I redid it, and I like the new one much better. And it's available right now on lulu.com, lulu.com. Go check it out for only $12. You get 13 of my favorite and original acrylic paintings. This is a mouse pad with one of my abstracts on it. Okay, now for this portion of the Yeah, there's my deodorant lotion. I told you my studio is in my bedroom, so back up off me. Now for this portion of the video, as you can see, I am behind the camera. And this shelf that you're looking at, this has multiple uses. Top shelf, besides my speed stick, I have some stands, display stands that I use for my for some of my sketches. And this is actually a character sketch from the book that I co-wrote with KG Bethlehem, which is Shadow Within the City to Ghost Squad's Apocalypse, and that is Nefertari. She's a character in that. Me and KG, we actually have an entire series. This sketch and this stand actually went with me a couple of weeks ago when KG and myself were exhibitors at the 2019 Southern Maryland Comic Con, which the our book series was a huge hit. So yeah, that actual sketch and the display stand went with me to Maryland, because as many of you know, I live in St. Louis, Missouri. Then I just have my manga book, something I'm working on, some more car stock tracing paper underneath there. Then the next shelf, I have my paint brushes, a little plastic container, Then down here, have paper plates, more paint brushes, palette knives, Q-tips. I use the paper plates for palettes. The cleanup is just 10 times easier. I mean, all you gotta do is throw the paper plate away, and it costs like $1 to get 50 of them. Versus trying to clean your palette, your actual artist palette. Yeah, I'll pass. And if we go farther down, we got sponge brushes down there, and down here are more containers. This big one right here, I use that for when I'm doing shows and festivals for water, because sometimes you can't always get the water when you need water to paint. And now if you come in the closet, this crate right here, it's a storage crate, but it's also my bargain crate. On the front of it, it says $25 below. So I use that when I go to art shows and festivals also. And this is more storage area back here. This is actually a painting that someone needs to pick up. So yeah. And as I mentioned, there are some of the paintings on my wall. Yeah, we're gonna pan over here right quick. That painting right there, Enchanted Moon, that was a live demo. I did that at the 2019 Let Them Eat Art Festival in Maplewood, Missouri. These are my babies. These are my Sharpies. Do not touch my Sharpies. As you can see, I got an array of different colors and so forth. Those come in handy a lot when I'm sketching as well. And of course, I have color pencils. I use this paintbrush when I'm sketching to remove eraser shavings versus using my hand, because when you use your hand naturally has natural oils and so forth on your hands. And then two, you probably remember this from grade school, but you smear your sketch. And these are my highlighters. Also highlighters and paint pens. Alright, so now I'm in my living room, and as you recall, I mentioned I have more of my paintings hanging up in my living room, and this is by far one of my favorites. Nearly all my paintings are acrylic. That's an 18 by 20, 18 by 24. It's on stretch canvas, and I call the name of that one is Kemet Warriors. So that's one of my favorites. This is one of my acrylics. This is actually, I'm sorry, not one of my acrylics. Yes, it is acrylic, but it's one of my abstracts. And this is actually the abstract painting that was on the mouse pad. That's another one of my abstracts. I really like that one. It's simple, and blue is my favorite color too. Okay, and this is by far one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites. This was real popular at the Let Them Eat Art Festival, but it's not for sale. Most of these in here are not for sale. And here's one more. Okay, and the final part of the tour of my studio is this is my 8-foot table. Obviously it folds, and I take that when I'm doing art shows and so forth. And this is my field easel, which this also went to Maryland with me. And of course, that is my tent. It's a 10 by 10 tent. So yeah, there you have it. All right. 3.
Hi everybody, my name's Samaya, and I'm gonna show you my studio.
Okay. So, what do we have there? Let's zoom in on that. Oh.
Erasers.
Okay, so that's where you keep your erasers. Now, what's in those cans over there?
Like these?
And those cans in that container that you got right there in your hand. Now, what are those?
Crayons.
Say what?
Crayons.
Crayons. That's a lot of crayons. And what about those cups right to the side of you? Yeah. Now, what are those?
Markers.
Markers.
And some pencils
And colored pencils?
Yeah, rainbow pencils.
Rainbow colored pencils? Yeah, she really loves the rainbow colored pencils, people. Okay, and what's at the bottom? What's on your shelf down there? Oh, okay. She has a sketch that she's been working on shading. So she's been learning how to shade tonight, and that was her practice sketch. Now, what's in there? I see paintbrushes.
There's some
sponges. And what's in the bottom? More paints.
And this.
Another sponge brush. Is it a palette knife? You got any palette knives in the bottom? Yeah, okay, I see them.
It's a marker up here.
Okay. Now, what else you got on that shelf Look like some drawing pads. Got drawing pads. You got a drawing pad in there with some of your work. Yeah, that was one. I remember some of those.
I didn't draw this one.
I think Braden did that one.
Braden did this one too.
Now that one you did.
I don't know.
No, that one.
This one.
That one you
I
did.
forgot it got stories of ink.
Yeah,
We
we see the glitter. Okay. Now, so when you want to draw and paint, where do you sit at? Like, where do you do your drawing and painting at when you don't have room like that? Oh, okay. So we got a folding chair. Oh, and a folding table. Oh. Okay. And now she grabs the chair.
Like a penguin.
Like a penguin. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Cool. And it looked like you got some paintings up there too. So, are these some paintings? Oh, that's an abstract right there.
But this, it looked like dirt. I don't like it.
Well, I don't like a lot of my stuff, but I find out other people do. And that was a landscape and some fish. And I remember you did this when you were real little. And
I said this my mom, but I said this me. I don't know what you said. I said my little sister.
Okay. And I see Lego airplane. And your name right there. Okay. We got like 2 minutes. Is that your studio? That everything in your studio?
Mhm.
Okay, and it looks like you about to do some work here.
Yeah.
Okay, people. There you have it. You seen you seen both of the studios, right?
Bye.
All right, we got 1 minute before this battery die. So thanks for hanging out with us. Come back. Always check back for more videos. I'm gonna keep this one busy, and we're gonna make some more videos for y'all. Deuces. Say bye.
Is we gonna end?
We're trying to end it right now as soon as you say bye.
Bye.